combination of all of them, to be honest.
What did you have to do to get teachers to, I guess, adapt to the system? That must have been a lot of training.
Yeah.
Because I can think of colleagues who would walk in here and immediately set up chairs and separate all the kids. Go and get furniture.
There's an intentionality about under-furnishing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Have less furniture.
So you'd have to get the teacher to buy into that.
Yeah, you don't. Because we were a new school, we had the opportunity to appoint teachers who wanted to come here. Now, we held, for example, an information evening before applications came in, and we had about 120, 130 people turn up. As soon as you start talking, everyone's excited, new school. As soon as they start talking about, open learning spaces, collaborative teaching, and stuff like this, then half the people mentally just got up and walked off, and you can see it in their body language. It's great.
Yeah, it's self-selection.
It's fine. It just filtered half the people straight away. And after that, you then start to get people thinking, yeah, actually, I don't know much about this, but it does excite me, and I think I can buy into it. Which was really interesting. But so over that time, we had the teachers we had them for one weekend the previous, or 2 days before in the year before we opened, so in November, and then we had the teachers for 2 weeks before we started. And half of that was spent unloading furniture. So there wasn't masses of stuff. So the teachers that came in to start with are what you might call the bungee jumpers.
Sure.
They are people who are prepared to come to a school where there's really no community yet. They know nothing about the leadership, and they're coming to work in an establishment that's got no reputation, and they may well be leaving good jobs elsewhere in order to do that. And so you get people that are okay to have a go.
And that was good for getting this started.
Yeah, it's good. But even as a leadership team, we still bring kind of baggage with us, because you've got to make relationships with what's happened and been successful in your previous schools and experiences. And teachers probably took a year to sort of start suspending that thinking and thinking, well, what might it look like? We do a lot of work with cognition education in terms of. So John Hattie's sort of outfit really.
Cognition education is a private foundation that does a lot of training, including training in the Middle East and Asia.
Yeah, and the States and stuff like that. But the notion of making learning visible. So where you've got like Rocky R, who was around building learning capacity, that's his that part of the vision. When we interviewed kids to begin with and said, what is it that makes a good learner a good learner? The stuff you get back is things like, you sit on the carpet quietly when the teacher's talking, you put your hand up if they ask you a question.
Well, they've been trained.
That's right. Is that what? Yeah, they have been trained.
Right. So you had to break through that as well.
When they leave home, make sure you sit in.
Be quiet.
And some of the kids were coming from other schools.
A lot of them did. One of the anomalies in New Zealand and possibly around the world, I don't know, the new school is that often new schools attract kids who are performing below or well below in other schools, and parents
USA, same thing.
And secondly, the parents possibly are slightly disenfranchised with their previous experience at the school. So we sort of said, well, what's the language we actually want kids to be starting to talk about when it comes to their learning? So this one here. This is where this comes from. Now, Catherine there has done heaps of work in terms of developing the symbols and things for it, but then also the little actions. So if you go like this,
that's right.
It just means to think.
That's clever.
And by
question. That's cute.
And so by kind of coming up with that register of language, you can give the kids a language with which to start talking about learning.
I don't see obedient there. Be quiet.
Steve goes over to Cuba quite a lot to help kids in a really low income areas.
Very interesting.
Well, they're quite over there. Control your destiny.
So one of the things.
This is the early childhood.
Yeah, this is year ones. Yeah. We ended up with 85 kids in university. The other thing is about, and we're doing it all the way at the moment through, is about that notion of making learning visible, making progress visible. when you're playing Angry Birds on your phone, it is blindingly obvious what progress looks like. You know, you get instantaneous feedback, and you know what you've got to do to get to the next level.
So this right here tells me something needs to happen over there. I don't know what it
Learning's
is.
not like that, you know. So kids in here, you know, they're represented by a buzzy bee.
Little buzzy
And then
bees.
this is
Interesting.
this is the
Buzzy Bee's a famous New Zealand toy.
yeah, the colour wheel, and they sort of fly, you know, fly from down here up to here, so kids can start talking about, well, this is what I'm actually trying to get to by the end of the year, and this is what I've got to do. And you also know with progress, it doesn't always go nice and linearly, so
Well,
actually sometimes when
there's
bees
no
go back
line
from
here.
it, the bees has to go back from it.
Right.
And then,
So you're not using 1, 2, 3, 4. You're using colors.
well, this is the colour wheel, which is kind of the way that at this stage in New Zealand, the reading books are actually kind of organised. The kids know, you know, where they're...
Oh, so they know black is later.
Yeah, and so you want kids to know how they're going, where they're going, and where to next. So we can show you how that unpacks and looks like. You know, what that looks like. But
That's very
I
clever.
mentioned to you that there's the curriculum in New Zealand, the curriculum guidelines always, for which you're encouraging the innovation from the teachers in particular. So it's not just like, it's not like the French system where at 10 o'clock,
right.
10 o'clock this morning, and
Yeah,
grade
that's
3, everyone in France
Right.
can go to the same rooms as teaching, and not being the same.
Does that still happen?
It's France is exactly the same thing.
So we've tried to develop, we've done it really well in
Wow,
maths.
simple sentences.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I can read that.
We know we've done a really good job in maths, and then in reading it's pretty good, and the writing ones we're working on. But it's actually, what does progress look like? How can you kind of distill what progress looks like into sort of child speak, so that kids can see. We know it needs a bit more unpacking and things like that, but we use a lot of exemplars. We use a lot of the sort of progressions and things like that.
This is nice. Yeah, it shows what it
this is New Zealand.
that looks
produced.
like
This is
something.
Ministry
Yeah.
produced, which kind of because it's really, with writing, it's really hard for teachers to actually say, actually, this is exactly where, you know, the child is. There's so many variables, but this is really so the kids talk about the progress and the goals and what
As you are.